Hello guys at welcome back sa ating channel. Sa video ito, pag-uusapan naman natin ang pile foundation. So ito yung mga important provisions natin from NSCP 2015, first printing. Deep foundation, nasa section 413.4. For the general, the number and arrangement of piles, grid piers, and caissons shall be determined from the unfactored forces and moments transmitted to these members and permissible member capacity selected through the principle of soil or rock mechanics. Meron itong similarities doon sa isolated footing. For the isolated footing, ginagamit natin ang mga unfactored forces and moments or what we call the service loads to determine the area. This time naman, kapag deep foundation, ang area na ng bawat piles ay already known. So, ang unfactored forces and moments naman will determine how many pieces of piles ang kailangan natin to resist such forces. Okay? So, number naman ang inaalam natin dito. And yung arrangement, ikaw na bahala, no? Depende kung ilan yung lalabas na bilang. Okay? So, pile cups. The overall depth of the pile cup shall be selected such that the effective depth of the bottom reinforcement is at least 300 mm. Okay? So, yung pile cup dito, ito yung malaking slab na pinapatong natin doon sa piles. And according sa NSCP natin, ang minimum effective depth natin shall be 300 mm. Okay, next, the unfactored moments and shear shall be permitted to be calculated with the reaction from any pile assumed to be concentrated at the centroid of the pile section. Ang sinasabi lang dito, lahat ng mga moments natin, lahat ng mga shear forces natin will act at the center or the centroid of the piles. Okay, and then the last provision na very important din is yung 413.4.2. 0.5, calculation of the factored shear of any section through a pile cup shall be in accordance with from A to C po ito. Okay? So, ito yung sinasabi ng A and B, pero pasadahan na natin yan kasi ang pinaka-importante sa tatlong to ay yung letter C. Okay? So, for intermediate positions of the pile center, the portion of the pile reaction to be considered as producing shear on the section shall be based on a linear interpolation between full value at d pile over 2 outside of the section and zero value at d pile over 2 inside the section. Okay? So, just like yung A and B, parang ito lang din naman yung sinasabi niya. Outside section na d pile over 2, then from the center inside the section d pile over 2. So, yung C dito is parang summary lang nitong A and B. Mamaya makikita nyo or later in the later video malalaman ninyo no kung ano yung importance nitong C natin dito sa 413.4.2.5. Okay? And then for the pile foundation, this is the general definitions natin para sa pile foundation. It is one of the deep foundation type. It can be defined as a slender column or a long cylinder made of concrete or steel used to support the structure and transfer the weight to the desired depth by end bearing or skin friction. Pile foundations are typically used for a large structure and in situations where the soil at shallow depth is not suitable to resist excessive settlement, resist uplift, etc. Okay? So, ang pile foundation, no, essentially, ginagamit lang kapag sa mababaw na parte ng lupa natin is malambot pa. Okay? So, kailangan natin maghukay ng mas malalim para ma-reach natin yung pinakamatigas na strata ng lupa natin. Okay? And then, sabi nga dito, by end bearing or skin friction yung magiging resistance ng bawat piles natin. Okay? So, for example, we have here a soil profile. Say, for example, this part right here is a low-bearing soil and then yung nandito sa baba ay yung tinatawag natin na high-bearing soil. So, ito mas matigas, no? Mas malaki ang kanyang resistance. Okay? And then, we call this the rock. Of course, that's the most common example ng high-bearing soil, no? The rock. Okay? For example, we have here a pile na reaching up to the hardest part of the soil which is yung rock. Okay? Ito yung tinatawag natin na end bearing. Yung dulong parte ng pile natin, yung nagre-resist or merong resistance. Okay? Yun yung tinatawag natin na by end bearing dito. Okay? And then for example, no, pwedeng hindi umabot yung ating piles dun sa pinaka-ilalim na parte. Okay? By skin friction naman yung resistance ng ating piles. Ibig sabihin yan, dun sa surface area ng piles natin, merong mga maliliit or may gasgas na nangyayari doon, no? Friction. Okay? So, itong friction na to, siya na yung mismong nagre-resist nitong potential force natin na P dito. Okay? So, ito yung geotechnical part, no, ng ating pile foundation. We will not focus on this one kasi ang main subject natin ay foundation and retaining wall design, no? So yung RC, reinforced concrete lang na part yung pag-uusapan natin. Pero pasadahan din natin yung mga importanteng formula for geotechnical engineering. Okay? So imagine we have here a pile and then having a cross section or area at the base at AB. Okay, and then dito merong end bearing na nangyayari or tawagin natin yung force bearing, FB. Okay? And then itong bearing force na to, meron tayong formula from geotechnical engineering, CUNCAB. Okay? Define natin yan maya-maya kung ano mga yan. Okay? And then also para dito sa ating surface portion ng ating piles, meron din tayong tinatawag dito na frictional force or FF naman. Okay, frictional force FF. Yung formula naman nito ay CU P alpha L. Okay? And then yung total na forces nung dalawa, tawagin nating FU, okay? Or the ultimate force, which is equal to the bearing force plus the frictional force, FB. Okay? And then yung mga yan, ire-resist nila yung RU natin, no? So meron din tayo ditong allowable force which is equal to the ultimate force natin which is FB plus FF. We divide this by a factor of safety. Okay? And then makukuha na natin yung allowable force na to. Okay? And then take note that this allowable force must be greater or at least equal to the reaction acting at this pile. Okay, again, yung allowable para safe tayo must be greater or equal to the reaction. Kapag ka yung allowable natin mas mababa dito, masisira na yung piles natin. Pwedeng mag-settle, pwedeng masira, no, yung entirety ng ating piles. Okay? So ito yung mga definitions natin. For CU, that is the cohesion of the soil. Okay? Kung magkakaibang layer of soil, ibig sabihin per layer magkakaiba yung CU. So isosolve mo yung accumulative na FB niya, accumulative na FF, ganon, no? Then NC is the bearing capacity factor. If no given, we use 9. And then alpha is the adhesion factor or the frictional constant. L is the length of the pile, P is the perimeter of the pile, AB is the area of the base of the pile, and then RU is the net reaction of the pile. Okay? So ito yung geotechnical na part which hindi naman natin ifo-focus, no? Pasadahan lang natin. Okay, so we have here pile cups versus piled rough, no? Minsan nalilito. Ang isosolve lang natin for this topic is focus lang tayo sa mga piled cups. Okay? Kapag piled rough, medyo mahaba yung solutions nito. Okay? So again, pile cup lang po tayo magfo-focus. Alright, so pile cup is defined as a thick concrete slab placed on top of a group of piles primarily to distribute the loads from the superstructure to the piles. Kanina, dinefine na natin, no, sa NSCP natin, meron nang sinabi kung ano ba yung minimum effective depth nitong pile cup na to. Again, ang pile cup daw ay a concrete slab placed on top of a group of piles. Okay? So, parang pinatong, kumbaga, no? And then, ang piled rough naman is it uses both the piles and the rough, okay, which is a large concrete slab, to distribute the loads to the ground with the rough acting as the main load-bearing element. Okay? So, bigyan natin to ng figure para mas ma-imagine natin ang difference nitong dalawa. Okay? So, for example, ito yung parehas na soil profile natin on both. Okay? And then, ito yung mga piles natin. Okay? And then, ito yung pile cup. Ang sinabi dito, placed on top of a group of piles. Pinatong mo lang yung, yung slab na to, yung makapal na slab na yan. Ito yung pile cup na tinatawag natin. And then for piled rough naman, ang tawag natin dito ay rough. Yung makapal lang din na concrete slab. Okay? Piled rough naman. So halos magkamukha ito. Kaya lang, merong significant difference itong dalawang ito. Okay? Say for example, itong piled cup natin and then piled rough natin ay nakakaranas or binubuhat nila yung superstructure natin sa itaas. Okay? For pile cups, meron lang resistance yung ating mga piles dito sa ilalim. Okay, again, ang nagre-resist lang sa pile cups ay yung mismong piles natin. So, nagkakaroon ng mga forces dito, end-bearing forces dito sa mga piles natin. Wherein, sa pile draft naman, okay, so by the way, no, yung ilalim na itong pile cup natin, yung lupa dito sa ilalim, dahil nakapatong lang naman literal itong pile cup natin, wala pong bearing forces or walang nararanasang stresses yung lupa dito. Okay? Again, yung piles lang ang nakakaranas. For pile draft, sabi dito, it uses both the piles and the raft, okay, to distribute the loads to the ground. Okay? So, meron ng resistance yung piles mo and at the same time, yung lupa sa ilalim ng raft natin, meron pang resistance. So, dalawa bale ang nagbubuhat. Yung end bearing para dito sa mga piles natin and then yung bearing dito sa mismong lupa natin sa ilalim ng pinaka-raft na natin. So, ito yung difference ng dalawa. Kapag ito yung problem natin, madami tayong isosolve ng mga pressures. Merong reactions para sa mga piles, meron pa tayong pressures para sa ilalim ng lupa. Ito lang po yung gagawin natin for this video. Okay? Yung pile cups lang po tayo. Alright? So, ito yung big difference ng dalawa. Okay, so imagine meron tayo dito yung Burj Khalifa, no? The most famous building, the tallest building as of the moment. Okay, so yung Burj Khalifa, dahil malaki-laki tong building na to, tapos pinatayo, no, sa sandy na lupa, okay, pile foundations ang ginagamit dito. Okay, so essentially pile foundations sa mga madisyerto, no? Okay, imagine, okay, paano kaya, no, kakayaning i-resist ng piles yan, okay? So for example, patalunin natin yung Burj Khalifa natin, masisira nga ba yung piles natin sa ilalim? Okay? So hindi naman po basta-basta yan nasisira dahil nakadesign nyo naman ito ng maayos. Okay? So ito yung piles natin. Ito yung pinaka-base footing, no, nung ating Burj Khalifa, and then you can see here na napakaraming piles ang ginamit para dito sa Burj Khalifa. Okay? Fact, no? Burj Khalifa's foundation utilizes 192 piles to support the massive weight. These piles are 1.5 meters in diameters, 43 meters long, extending into the ground to a depth of 50 meters, reaching a stable bedrock. The foundation also include a 4-meter concrete slab, which is ito na yung raft natin, resisting or resting on these piles. Alright? So, ito po, 192 na piles, 1.5 meters ang kanyang diameter, 43 meters long. Imagine that, no? Sobrang dami and malalaki talaga. Hindi yan basta-basta masisira. So, kayang-kaya naman i-resist nito, no? So, ang galing lang nung pagkakadesign nyo nitong Burj Khalifa. Okay? Alright, so now we proceed to the calculation, no? So, ito yung pile reactions natin. Kada isang piles, no, i-derive natin yung kanyang formula. Imagine here we have a footing here or slab, kunyari muna. Okay? So, meron na tayo dito ng centroid given by this x-axis and y-axis. Okay? So, recall natin that the net pressure sa isolated footing is very simple. Okay? The net pressure under the footing for isolated is simply equal to the load acting, okay, or acting at the column carried by the footing, okay, force divided by the area of the footing. So ito yung napakasimpleng formula natin, force divided by area. Ito yung pressure, okay, kung axial lang. Pero kung may mga moments, nag-iiba ito, minomodify natin ng konti, di ba? So meron tayo dito ang dinadagdag. Nilalagyan natin ito ng plus minus mxc over ix and plus minus myc over iy. Ito yung general na formula natin for the bending stress, mc over i. Alright? So, kung nasaan yung nako-compress na part, yun yung plus sign. Okay? Nadadagdagan, nako-compress. Okay? Mas nai-stress. Plus sign yun. And then, kung nasaan yung tensile na part dito, measuring from this centroid, okay? Ito yung reference natin. Okay? Kung nasaan naman yung tension, yun naman yung negative dito. Yung magma-minus. Okay? Now, hiramin natin itong formula nito. Yung sa isolated footing, i-refer natin or i-compare natin sa piles. Now, this time, ito naman, gawin na natin, instead na isolated footing ito, gawin natin itong parang pile cup. Okay? So, sa pile cup, since pile cup na yan, nakapatong yan sa mga maraming piles. Okay? So, ito yung piles natin sa ilalim ng lupa. And then, mag-derive naman tayo ng formula kagaya nito. Very similar to that one. Okay? So ito naman yung derived na formula natin for piles. Okay? So i-compare natin isa-isa. Itong P dito, this is the actual load acting. And then ito pa rin naman yung actual load na yan. Okay? However, yung area footing na natin, dahil piles na yung pinag-uusapan natin, area ng isang pile, we multiply it to the number of piles. Yun yung total area ng isang pile. Alright, itong pile foundation natin, yun yung total area niya. Kaya n times n times area of one pile. Number of piles times area of one pile. Okay? So yun po yung formula dito. Parehas pa rin naman halos, 'di ba? Tapos dito naman plus minus mx y over ix plus minus my x over iy. Yung c dito, okay, for isolated footing kasi, ang ginagawa natin sa C, it is measured from the center to the edge of the, dun sa pinaka-corner, no? Edges. Doon natin sinusukat yung mga C dito. Now, dahil piles na yung pinag-uusapan natin, hindi na natin kinukuha hanggang doon sa pinaka-edge ng bawat yung pile cap natin. Hindi ganun ang gagawin natin dito. Instead, of course, kukunin natin sa centroid nung mga piles natin. Okay? So, dito sa centroid natin, kukunin natin hanggang dito sa center nung next na pile na malapit. Yun yung mga Y dito, yun yung mga X dito. Yung MX and yung mga IX, IY dito, same naman dito halos, no? Okay? So, ito yung Y natin. So, again, yung para dito sa MX sana kanina, no? Ito yung moment X natin, which is about the X-axis. MY naman is about the Y-axis. Ito yung de-define natin. Dahil dito yung MX natin, it is about X-axis. Yung susukatin natin ay Y. Kaya po, ang multiplier natin sa MY ay dapat Y. Okay? Ang multiplier natin sa MX ay Y. Okay? Ang multiplier naman natin for MY must be X. Okay? Again, yung MY natin ay about the Y. So, yung direction niya ay horizontal or parallel to X. Yung MX ay about the X. So, yung kanyang direction ay parallel to the Y. So, yun po yung mga multipliers natin. Huwag po tayong malito dito. MX times Y, MY times X yung gagawin natin. Yung mga moments natin, these are about moments. Okay? So, yun po yung gagawin natin. Ito, from center, papunta dito sa center na to dahil magkakapantay naman na Y na yan. Kung hindi magkapantay yung piles natin, edi gawa tayo ng Y sub 2. Okay? Ito, tawagin natin Y sub 1. Tapos kung meron pa dito sa likod, Y sub 2 naman yon. Isa-isahin natin. Kung may series ka na dyan, isahan na lang yan. Okay? Ganun po yung gagawin. Okay, and then next naman, moment of inertia of the piles. Actually, may difference pala to, no? Hindi pala siya dito same. Okay? Pero same naman na IX ang tawag natin. Pero yung formula is hindi na same for isolated and piles. Hindi po sila same dito. For the moment of piles, okay? Ito yung gamitin nating formula, yung transfer moment of inertia. We have here summation of the moment of inertia, centroidal moment of inertia of a given pile plus AD square, yung transfer area niya dito. Okay? However, for piles, yung mga neutral axis natin dito, yung centroidal moment of inertia natin dito, that is already negligible. Okay? Again, kapag piles, ang centroidal moment of inertia natin ay negligible na, no? Okay? So, pagkahiwa-hiwalay kasi yung mga piles natin, no, dahil hindi sila totally as one, kaya ito nini-neglect. Okay? Ganun po. This is actually very familiar doon sa mga steel computation. Nini-neglect ito, no? Or doon sa working stress design, this is negligible dahil hiwa-hiwalay na bar. Okay? Ganun po yung ginagawa dito. Or yun yung parang derivation din nito. Okay? So, AD square na lang yung i-consider natin dito. Now, paano itong AD square na to? Okay? Again, dahil nineglect na natin yung isa dito, 0 na yon, AD square na lang yung isa summation natin. Ano yung mga distance dito? Yung A dito is, of course, the area of the pile. And then yung D dito is, it could be the Y distance or the X distance. No? Yung D square dito. Saan? Gaano kalayo? Okay? Para dito sa X natin, okay? Dito sa X natin na, okay? Dapat naka-refer siya dito sa X-axis. Kaya tinawag na IX. Dapat yung mga distances natin ay puro Y. Okay? Yung IX nandito sa base ng X-axis. Kaya yung mga distances natin ay dapat mga Ys. Okay? So, area ng piles, summation lang natin, times the Y axis squared or the y distance squared. Okay? And then for IY naman, ito yung magiging base mo, yung y-axis. Lahat ng mga d-distance dito ay dapat mga x's. Okay? Mga x yung distance niya. Kaya x square po dito. Okay? So from this formula, pwede na natin tong i-simplify pa further. Okay? Now we can say, yung ix and iy, palitan na natin summation of area of the piles, y square, tapos summation of area piles, x square naman. Okay? So, ito na yung formulas natin. Okay? And then, pwede pa natin tong i-simplify further. We multiply, okay, dito sa left and right ng area ng piles. Okay? And then, yung Q times area ng pile, tawagin na lang nating resultant or reaction. Okay? Again, this is pressure. Pressure times area is actually force. Okay? Pressure times area is a force. Okay? So, yung force na yun, tawagin nating reaction. Yung R dito. Okay? Yung Q times AP, that is now the R. Okay? So, dito sa first term natin, magkakancel yung AP. Kaya dito, P or the actual force divided by number of piles na lang yan. Tapos dito, cancel na yung AP. Cancel na rin yung AP dito. Kaya ito yung final formula natin for the reaction of a given pile. Okay? Again, the reaction is equal to P over N plus minus MXY over summation Y squared plus minus MYX summation X squared. Okay? Alright, so let's have an example muna mamaya. Okay, before that, okay, ito yung mga kailan ginagamit yung plus minus dito. So, alamin natin nasan yung mga plus plus, saan yung minus minus, saan yung plus minus, yung combinations na yan. Okay? So, for this one, ito yung mga plus plus natin. Bakit plus plus ito? Yung direction ng MX natin, nandito, papunta siya dito. So, nako-compress yung pile na to. Yung MY natin naman, papunta siya dito. So, kino-compress niya yung mga piles na to. Okay? So, dahil compress yung X mo, dahil compress din yung Y mo, kaya plus plus ito. Okay? Next, dito naman, still compress yung X mo dito, pero yung Y mo naman is under tension na. Dahil yung part lang na to, yung nako-compress, and then yung mga part na nandito sa likod is already under tension. Kaya minus minus. You can notice here, no? Yung X natin dito, plus plus. Yung Y natin dito ay plus minus. Okay? Ituloy lang natin dito. Negative na rin yung moment X natin dito kasi nga, ito lang yung kinocompress niya. Ito ay under tensions na. Okay? So, negative na yan. And then again, negative din yung MY natin. And then, para dito finally, no, yung MX natin ay under tension dito, kaya negative. And then, yung Y naman natin is still kinocompress niya to, kaya positive. Okay? And then, the rest, ganito na po yung mga formulas natin. Yung mga piles natin dito, dahil nandito sila sa x-axis and y-axis, merong mga zero na part dyan. For this one, nag-zero na dito yung mga my natin. Okay? Dahil nandito siya mismo sa y-axis. Kaya mapapansin nyo dito, positive, negative na lang. Yung mga magnitude na lang ni mx ang may value. And then dito naman, mga values ni mx ay naka-zero na. So, yung mga values naman ni my ang meron lang. Positive dito dahil nako-compress, then negative naman dito dahil under tension. And then, yung nasa gitna, that is 0, 0. Okay? Nandito mismo sa centroid yan. So, 0 mx, 0 my dito. Okay? So, ito yung summary. Right? So, let's have an example dito. Okay? So, first, we determine the summation of x squared and the summation of y squared dito. Kasi kailangan natin ito sa formulas natin eh. Okay? So, we need to master first ano yung summation x squared dito and what is the summation of y squared here. Okay? So, for our solution, we have here the summation of x squared. Okay? Lahat ito ay mini-measure dapat saan? Sa y-axis. Dahil mga x distances ang gusto nating malaman. Okay? So, may mga given naman na tayo dito. Okay? So, yung distance ng piles to piles dito ay 1 meter. And then, this one hanggang dito ay 0.7 meters. Parehas dito sa kabila. Ito ay horizontal distance. And then, meron tayo dito ang slanting distance na 1 meter. Okay? So, unahin natin yung summation x squared dito. Again, yung mga x natin ay dapat measured from the y-axis. Okay? So, papuntang right, then papuntang left. Parehas yun na x distance. Okay? It doesn't matter no kung ano man siya, papunta man ng right or papuntang left. It doesn't matter. I-square lang din naman natin, so magiging positive na yan. Okay? Or actually, positive na lang lahat yung kukunin natin dito. Okay? Alright, so ito 1 meter ito, ibig sabihin dahil nandito siya sa center, hahatiin natin to 0.5 dito, 0.5 din sa kabila. Okay, next, ano naman yung distance nitong kabila dito? So that is now 0.7 plus 0.5, which is 1.2 meters naman yun, no? So now we can get here, unahin natin yung nandito sa right na part. Okay, again, ito yung center natin, unahin natin yung mga nandito sa right natin. Okay, so we have meron tayo ditong 0.5. Itong pile na to ay 0.5 distance from the center. Okay? So that is 0.5 square. And ilan yung ganyan dito? Alright? So meron tayong dalawang piles na parehas 0.5 ang distance. Okay? Kaya dito meron tayong multiplier na 2. Again, 2.5 square. Plus, okay? Yung isang pile dito, this is actually 0.5 plus 0.7. Kaya that is 1.2 square. And then again, yung nandito sa right, itong tatlo dito, okay, ay kamukha lang din naman nung nandito sa left. So we can simply multiply this by 2. Okay? Tama po yun, di ba? So finally, we can now have summation of x square equal to 3.88 meter square. And then next, start naman tayo sa mga y. Again, isukat naman natin ito dito sa ating x-axis. So again, ito yung mga y distances natin, papuntang taas or papuntang baba, parehas lang naman yan. Okay? And then ito, alamin natin, hindi natin alam ano ba yung y distance natin dito. Ang alam lang natin ay meron tayo ditong 1 meter na diagonal distance and then also 0.7 here. So we can actually solve for the value of y. That is simply Pythagorean theorem. We know that y here or this y distance here is simply equal to 1 square minus 0.7 square. Hypotenuse adjacent. So we can now solve for the opposite side. Okay, and the y here is equal to square root 51 divided by 10. Now finally, pwede na natin kuhanin ang value ng summation of y square. So meron tayo ditong dalawang square root 51 over 10 square. Again, yung distance dito ay square root 51 over 10. I-square natin yan, tapos dalawa sila, times 2. And then, ito ay 0, ito ay 0 kasi nasa x-axis mismo. Okay, and then, i-multiply lang natin ng 2 dahil para dito sa baba, similar naman sila. Okay, so we simply multiply 2 dito sa labas. Okay, and then finally, we can now have square root, summation of y square is equal to 2.04 square. So this is how to solve summation x squared and summation of y squared. Isa-isahin lang natin. Kung magkakapantay na sila, ay multiply mo na lang kung ilan. And then kung wala talagang kapantay, kailangan nating sukatin from the x-axis, from the y-axis. Okay? So, yun lang.